The very first thing the woman did after the divorce was grab a hammer and smash straight through her own ceiling. She swept up every last bit of cash the man had hidden away before he ever knew what hit him. When he walked in later with his new lover, he stood there completely frozen. The reason she knew exactly where to look came entirely from her unborn child. The day before, during her procedure, she had unexpectedly heard her baby's voice. The child told her that the father was never actually broke and had been secretly seeing her closest friend, and that the friend was now carrying his baby. At first, the woman refused to believe a single word. After all, the man had sobbed and pleaded, telling her he was drowning in debt and could not bear to drag her down with him. That was why she had signed the divorce papers. But the baby spoke up again and told her to go see for herself, because right now her lousy father was out shopping with that friend. The woman immediately paused the procedure and followed her child's directions to a nearby mall. And there they were, wrapped up in each other without a care in the world. She was ready to storm over and make them both pay. But the baby quickly stopped her and said to take his money instead and leave them with nothing. The two of them were in complete agreement. They went straight home and the woman swung the hammer exactly where she was told. Sure enough, an avalanche of cash came raining down on her. Staring at the money covering the floor, the baby could not help pointing out that her mother had really been living with her head in the clouds, because every single bill had been conned out of her by that man. The moment she mentioned wanting to start a business, she had handed over everything she had, and never once imagined she would end up betrayed like this. Just as she was about to grab everything and disappear for good, the man walked through the door with her friend right behind him, but when he stepped inside, he went pale. Every last coin was already gone. The woman had taken it all and vanished. The baby then guided her mother straight to the stock market and told her to put everything into a single stock that was deep in the red. The woman did not hesitate and put the money in without blinking, but just as she finished, she ran straight into a senior classmate who had quietly carried feelings for her for years. He had fallen for her the moment he first saw her, but she had already been with someone else, so he kept his distance, never imagining that 7 years later fate would bring them face to face again. When he found out she had divorced, he could barely hide his relief and immediately offered to help, but she turned him down without a second thought. She had always heard through the years that he had struggled badly and that his health was poor, but the baby took one look at him and knew immediately that this man was born for wealth and fortune. As it turned out, after being thrown out years ago, he had quietly built an empire overseas, but to get close to her again, he played the part of a man down on his luck, hoping she would take him in. The moment she heard his story, her generous heart took over and she offered to share her place with him. The baby absolutely approved of this man and decided to give things a little push, using just enough influence to send the woman stumbling straight into his arms. The moment they collided, his ears went red and he made a quiet promise to himself that he would not let her go this time. Flustered and laughing, the woman looked down at her phone to change the subject and discovered that the stock she had just bought had already hit its daily limit and was glowing red. She was thrilled, but the baby told her this was just a warm-up and told her to cash out immediately, then head to the annual antique auction to find something truly valuable. But the moment they reached the entrance, the broke and desperate ex came charging toward her, demanding she hand the money back. Just as she pulled out her phone to call the police, the senior classmate stepped in and blocked him. The ex was not having it and raised his hand toward the woman, but the next second the baby quietly took control and sent the ex spinning around to land a hit on her friend instead. The woman watched the two of them go at each other and felt deeply and completely satisfied. Soon the auction got underway. While the ex was fuming and trying to buy something impressive to win back his investors, he spotted the woman spending $1 million on a mystery antique box. He laughed at her in front of everyone and bet the whole crowd that if she pulled out something extraordinary, he would get down and apologize to her publicly.